Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mike and the Minifans. I'm replacing BA this week because I don't know where he is, but I'm joined by Cinema Lords. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, pal? How we doing?
Oh, not too bad. We got John Warren coming on. He probably had some kid bullshit, and he's not here yet. I gave him an extra minute, but we're starting without him, buddy.
What can you do?
What can you do? We also have Montante and Pat Ford that said they might stop in too. Maybe Mick. We're going to have maybe some people jumping in. Pretty wild week. Some stuff you're involved with, which involved Steve from Gloucester. I told you we're going to talk a little bit about it as it pertains to you, but I want to save most of the stuff for the main show with you going in there. So,
yeah, sure.
But yeah, I mean, we had a pretty action-packed week. It just kind of finished off now with Kirk hosting or judging this movie contest. Did you watch any of that?
I did, yeah.
It was okay.
Garbage, and then two of them I thought were really good.
Yeah, they were pretty good. The Joey Camasta line to Kirk was hilarious. So, but let's go back. We'll go back to Monday, get into it, and then that'll lead us up to today. First thing I want to talk about from Monday though is Mutt being out in Kurt's brain. I got a little clip here. We'll play this and we'll talk.
Yeah, I'll be clear about this. Like, Mutt is a friend of mine. Mutt is no longer going to be on the show.
Why?
Because I just can't. Because I think he's embarrassed about the show.
He was on the show.
No, but I think he's like using it. I just don't like. And if what happened in Atlanta 20 years ago makes him so upset, I don't want to subject him to my presence anymore. If he's still making a sad face about that, then I think he should probably.
So what are your thoughts on this? Mutt's a Barstool.
I feel like like Kirk said, I think still having emotions about something that happened like however many years ago is a wild move from to just kind of bring up randomly.
Yeah.
I feel like it was completely unrelated to him wanting to get a job. It was like he didn't want to have a boss. And then it just seemed like a wicked random thing to bring up. So it did feel like he was still fucking holding a grudge about it.
I do agree with you here. It's like I could see where he's coming from, where you don't want to have that boss, but like why wouldn't you want to have the guy who's basically brought you this far in your career just be your boss when he's not even really your boss? And like they gave examples to prove that that's not what it's going to be. Clemmer, all these kind of guys. And it's like, I would say even to Coleman and Justin, he's barely a boss to them, like they kind of run themselves. So
exactly.
What are your thoughts? Do you think Mutt would succeed at Barstool, or do you think it's kind of a dummy take?
I don't think he would. I mean, I think he's so limited on what he can bring. I mean, he's like a good baseball guy, but it's so dry. It's not like it's not like Carabas, who's like obviously like a full blown personality.
Yeah.
Mutt has to, like Kirk, like everything that I feel like Mutt does for the most part is a slam home from Kirk. Like Kirk just lays it up for him, and then all Mutt has to do is, slam it down. So I don't think him at Barstool would really work.
Do you think there's a place for him to just have a show? Like, I don't see why you can't. Like, that's where I think Mutt fucked himself. You can have a show, which he should have just started doing. Even if you just ask Elio, like, can we do this show, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, as long as they see you're doing something consistently, and there's some people that watch it, then they kind of give you the benefit of the doubt. Whereas I think Mutt kind of did. That's the only place I'd say he stuck his nose up. It's like, you got to at least show that you're doing something,
I think that idea of a podcast is a good idea. I just don't think it's like enough for, like, say, Barstool to pick it up. You know what I mean? It's just like a very niche thing.
Yeah, and like even that's saying if it were picked up, would it be successful? But I mean, the stuff Mr. Ice does, like, I don't follow it, but like that following is crazy. I mean, they fill theaters like Kirk does, So I mean, maybe it would work, maybe it wouldn't. But yeah, I thought the whole Mutt's take on all this stuff was real weird. This was funny too.
What's he end it with? Good Weekend?
Yeah, it's a Curtis thing.
Oh.
Yeah, from and like and that's like ugh.
And
it's sad, but he's a sad person.
Oh God. And this blow up in Atlanta.
I love Gully right there. Oh, but yeah, it's kind of just like a sad mutt. Like, I don't know. As a guy who's like, any chance we get to buy into this world, we buy in. So it's like, I'm just a guy of, you got to take the advantages when they're there, especially when Kirk's your friend, you know?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hadn't have heard that he closes out with the Good Weekend thing until they said it on the show. And I've been listening forever. So as soon as I heard that, it made me laugh right away. I was like, oh,
you're
really?
not a mustache guy.
No, I'm not.
No.
But
well,
I remember the Good Weekend thing very well, and it was hysterical. I used to have the like the GIF, and I would drop it all the time on Fridays.
Yeah, he got a lot of shots from Coleman too on Monday. A little bit of a Mutt versus Coleman thing started on Monday, but during the Wednesday show, we'll go more through that. But you could start seeing Coleman starting to take his shots at Mutt on Monday, taking Kirk's side to the point where Kirk even said, like, I don't like Coleman's on my side on this. What are your early thoughts on Mutt versus Coleman?
I feel like they're both very emotional about it. Yeah. I feel like neither wants to admit it. They both just keep pointing the finger like, no, he's emotional about it. No, he's emotional about it. They're both pretty emotional about it. They can't stop talking about one another. So
I've learned in this world, if you get in a battle like that where it's like, no, you're the one that cares. You're like, it's okay to care about something. Like there's times when I get upset at you, as long as you admit it, that person can never be like, well, I bothered you. It's like, yeah, dude, I'm fucking bothered.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? So yeah, there was a lot of that with the Mutt versus Coleman stuff. Another thing we got from Monday's show was Mick's mom calling, or Mick calling his mom, which was on the network. And a lot of what I see, I wouldn't even call it Mick's problem, but a lot of Mick's attitude is built from this. Do you agree with that?
It did seem that way after that show, which was one of the best shows in a very long time. That show was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, just for context, I have a little bit of the Mick's mom call. We'll play that first.
There's rumors that you hate Kirk Minahan. Can you confirm, deny, or give me something on that? Because Alex said that you hate Kirk Minahan. I need you to explain that.
Okay, well, I hate that when you did all that hard work and the way that he did not hire you at the live show, I felt like it was very cruel.
Wow.
So first, let's get your thoughts on, did you think it was cruel what Kirk did to Mutt or to Mick?
Absolutely not. Everybody put a lot of effort in.
Yeah. As a guy who was in the producer race, I don't think what he did to any of us was cruel. Maybe only to Gus. I mean, he put a shock collar around.
You could tell. Gus enjoyed it. That wasn't the first time he's done that.
Do you think Mick's mom knows he dressed up in that outfit at the show?
I don't know. That's a good question.
You know? Because that's one thing. Now, one thing that was brought up on the show was Mick is more valuable than Mutt. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that Mick brings more by himself than Mutt does. Kind of like what I said earlier. Like Mutt, I feel like relies very heavily on what Kirk brings him. Whereas I feel like Mick's a complete lunatic. He's unhinged. So it's easy for him he brings a lot just because he's crazy. It's like, hey, look at him. He's a crazy guy.
Yeah. And I think Mick has been having and there's a guy, he does a show twice a week on the network. We get to see him more consistently. And like I wasn't a listener of Beyond Average before he's there now. And it's like, once you get to see that stuff and it's happening over and over and you get to see him have these emotions and all this fucking bullshit, I think that's much better. And it's making Mick look even fucking better. And I think that's where Mutt falls off. Like he thinks everything has to be this big thing, a big perceived idea, and it's like, dude, just go do something.
Yeah, no, for sure. What did you make of the brother versus brother show? Whose side did you fall on?
That's a good question. So I'm a Mick guy. I'm always going to take Mick's side. I was a Brother Al guy back in the day, but ever since he's kind of strayed away from being on Mick's side, I got to take Mick's side. But he is just being a big brother. Like there is a point of Mick where he's just exaggerating shit and overblowing stuff and stuff like that. But it's like that's
he also copped to it too. He said like I hadn't been the best big brother. So
yeah,
I feel like that was.
Now, do you have a big brother? Do you have an older brother?
I do. Yeah.
Do you get treated that way?
No, he's a lot older than me. He's 11 years older than me. So by the time I was born, he was already, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I have sisters.
By the time I was 5, he's already like 17 and driving a car.
Yeah. That's all. I have two sisters that are older than me, but they're like 10 years older. It's a whole different generation. So
right,
you
I
actually
have a
get
sister
treated
who's
like
9 years older than me too.
yeah,
so.
you get treated like a prince when you're that much younger than them. So it's actually we
Sure
benefit
do.
from it.
Yeah.
Whereas that close connection that Mick and his brother have, like you went to school together. That's tough. Like you share friends and stuff. That's got to be fucking brutal. You know. Some last stuff about Monday's show. What'd you think of Cullinane's performance?
I love Cully. I always think he's great on the show. I just love when he's on the show. I'm a big Cully guy. I always have been.
He's really finding his lane too on this just like pop culture, trendy, like chicks in the office type of thing. Like I could see him literally. Kirk said it on Monday's show. I don't see a better person to have been the producer of Chicks in the Office than Cully. I think he legit could have gotten away with that. But yeah,
so like bring the high energy, like usually every 3 shows when he was producing. Now because he only goes in that one time, he always is like high energy. He's ready to fucking rip. I feel like all of his appearances when he's been in the third chair have been fantastic.
Yeah, not much else. Not much else from Monday's show. Finding out about Alex Bennett, that kind of stuff. The Steve from Gloucester stuff is brought up. Now, the McFuss claim, they talk about it on Monday. Yep. So the McFuss claim is that Steve from Gloucester told McFuss what was happening before the show. What was happening, meaning him dancing with Casey. Yeah, now, my first question to you is that a federal crime for him to tell somebody?
I think it's a big no-no, yeah, especially for like a live show. That's a very big thing. Like McFuss said, a lot of people, not just him, a lot of people travel a long way. Yeah, like I talked to Dave from Maryland. He was there. Like I think he said it was like a 12 or 13-hour drive or something like that. That's a long way. And wasn't him that got ruined, but in general, to have it ruined for anybody, that sucks. Especially like when people weren't actively like, hey, hey, you got any like secrets about the show? You got any hints? You know what I mean? From what McFuss said, it seemed like he was the one that just came up and was just like, hey, you want to fucking hear this? And
yeah. People are asking where Blind Mike is. You're right. I don't know where Blind Mike is. He should be here. I think here's how I did it. I had to do a video for it. I didn't tell anyone about it unless they were part of the show. So I told people who were in the show, if they were doing something, I told them what I was doing. But other than that, I didn't try to tell anyone. I probably did and slipped. But I told Gig, we made the video together. So stuff like that. But there is this point of view where like what Montante did, where he's kind of like telling people about the coffin before that put this bad stigma over telling people what's going on. And I could see where Kirk's coming from with that stuff. Like you don't want the show ruined for people who drove that far.
It's kind of what I said before, but it's like, what is the point of doing that?
Yeah. Yes.
The only thing is to make yourself look bigger. You know what I mean? It's only good for you.
And like Steve is one of the nicest guys I met in person. He was a great guy. I know you and him have your differences, but I could see a world where he was just so excited. He told them and he thought it was in confidence. And that's what this world is. Like there is no confidence. You can't have confidence in each other. Like we are here.
Yeah. I don't know the relationship, but I don't know if him and McFuss like that close where like he feels like he can say anything to him. And I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are that close. I'm just saying. I'm like, that seems like that'd be a tight relationship if you feel like you're going to start yammering about stuff like that.
Yeah. So Fuss Daddy throwing those accusations out, a lot of questioning if Fuss Daddy could be trusted, if these are valid. And even Bob Chillam, who said, who was there with Fuss Daddy, said that it happened. So at that point, you got to ask, like, what was going on? What happened? Why is
hard
Steve
to know what to believe?
Yeah,
I met him 2 different times in Portland. One time we shook hands, and then the other time we had a confrontation. I didn't meet him either time, but who can say what happened for sure? Apparently,
yeah. You also, we didn't get to meet that night, so I feel like if anyone, you could have said that about me, because I just by the end of that night, I didn't go up to you. I felt bad. You're taller than I expected.
Thank you.
So that's good.
Yeah, I don't even think I saw you on Friday.
Oh, and your girl's a smoke.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, they were 100% worth it. You're crushing it.
Yeah, we had a great time.
That was a good night there. That was a really good night. So
Wednesday,
Wednesday,
a lot of cool people.
Yeah. I mean, like it's cool to walk in a bar and like everyone there is like a minif. That's the fucking best. So it's great. It just sucks when Steve from Gloucester's there, looking like a star, and he's showing you, it's bad.
So I've been to like live shows but I've never had like the chance to really like mingle with other
up, boys?
Minifans like that before.
What's up, buddy?
So it was cool to put a face to some of the Twitter handles and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're talking about
John,
the
what's
Steve
going
from
on,
Gloucester. Talking about the Steve from Gloucester accusations made by McFuss Daddy. So, what are your thoughts on what's going on with that whole fucking ordeal?
Initially, I didn't believe it, mostly because it was the premiere of a show. You know, you want to be a little salacious on the premiere of a show. You want to get numbies. Had two guys that probably want to get in the mud a little bit. So I didn't believe it. Steve always seemed like a trustworthy guy to me. I saw him a bunch at Gritty's. He didn't say anything to me.
Yeah.
But as time has gone on, certain actions have led you to believe. Sounds like it was probably true.
And what's funny is we had this group chat for the network. I don't know if Cinema Lords is in there. Cinema Lords will add you, but every time we add somebody, Kirk gets real upset. So I'm not going to do it. Someone else can. But Beanbag Ron was in there being like, Steve, just tell the truth. Just be honest. So even our side of the aisle and of the street were questioning our guy. Like, trust me, the best way to be is to be honest. If Gus can prove anything, it's be honest. I think we were up to 4 or 5 announcements from Steve, denying it. So it's like one is enough. Be playful, and then or like you said, just come clean and be like, I thought these guys wouldn't say anything. I probably shouldn't have said anything. It'll blow over. There's always going to be the next story that pops up, and then nobody remembers anyway. Correct.
He's so adamantly defended very small lies. Like it's taken Kirk to on the show, I'm saying, to really push him Steve, you're lying before he finally cops. So something big that's actually going to carry real circumstances. He's never just going to be yep.
And the Dirty Dancing thing was you could prove.
Perfect example.
Yeah, you can prove that it's okay, so this guy is maybe not a liar, but he's willing to lie for a bit. Yeah. So it's now we can't trust you just based off that, let alone if we could trust you to begin with. So it's
the game that he brought that they were saying they stole right from TikTok. I guess we I've never been on social media.
I actually think I was on that show, believe it or not. I think. Or no, I was on when he did The Sopranos and Godfather.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Which he stole out from Daver, I think.
Daver did that. Yeah. That's tough. And now I jumped in a little late, so I don't know if you guys talked about this, but are we sure that's even the reason he left, quote unquote, left the world? Is it just because of that, or other things must have transpired, right?
So that leads me into my next point is, what do you think since that has happened? I have the tweet right here. We've had this tweet that came out today. It's been fun. I'm canceling TCP. Thank you to those who took the time to listen. I'll remain on Twitter, blah, 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 blah. Steve's leaving. He's pulling a Daver. Now he's talking about his lawyer, his doctor. What the fuck is that?
Who may or may not be the same person.
Who may or may not be the same. I want to say, as a paisan, my family's lawyer, doctor, and accountant, all the same family. All named Nora.
That's a racket.
Yeah, exactly. So what are your thoughts on what's going on? John, I'm going to start with you. And then, like I said, Cinema Lords, we'll kind of save your takes on this, but give me a general overview. I don't want to hear your end, but give me a general overview. But go ahead, John.
Well, first of all, I'm sad to see it. I'm a Steve guy. I like Steve. I generally think he's a nice guy. I think he's funny on the show, whether it be ironically or not. I think it's probably one of these situations where you're just taking yourself a little bit too seriously, and you think everyone's thinking and talking about you. It feels that way, but it's not necessarily the case. I don't know. A couple things going on. You had the fuss, spilling the beans thing. He had his little back and forth with Cinema Lords. He had Beyond Third Chair, and then he had Poker Night. A lot of stuff going on in the Steve world. I wonder if the limelight burned a little too bright. I also wonder if worlds colliding. His poker buddies, the KMS guys came to the house.
Oh, okay.
Too much going on there.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the Poker Night? I didn't.
Most of it.
I didn't watch the full thing. I think that Behind the Third Chair is going great, but I just didn't watch this one yet. It seems like it was one of the funnier ones. I thought one of the funniest ones was the Gus one with his dogs. It was like watching fucking
madness.
It was madness. It gave me anxiety throughout the whole thing. I literally watch it to balance myself out when I'm feeling comfortable. That was wild. But no, I didn't get to watch the poker one, John.
Cinema Lords, I was really interested in your Beyond the Third Chair. I almost wish there were you went into things a little bit more as far as how the program works and the cutting. I was sitting there.
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
Maybe
like,
an episode.
Dustin was very into it. Like he like asked me a bunch of questions without even having his camera on. He was very just into. I think he even said it. He just likes behind. You said just kind of like anything like machinery. I think he basically said anything like that. When you're dealing with shit like that, like the whole process of it. But yeah, he was asking me all kinds of questions.
Yeah. The eyeglass cutting world is a world I never dived into. I don't have glasses, but those guys. I mean, there's one in every Walmart, so it must make money. You know, that's the way I look at it. So we're at Monday or Wednesday's show. Pat Ford in there, your co-host John, and Gus. Gus announces. Let's play the clip. Gus announces his big announcement.
I came up with an idea. I'm going to do the streaming thing on the side for fun.
Okay.
So it's going to be a stream.
That's the idea you came up with?
It's going to be a game, the Gus Bus gaming stream, and then we're going to have either 1 or 2 episodes of a podcast, with one of them being Puff Puff Piece.
So we got the Gus Bus rolling, boys. We got the Gus Bus rolling. Thoughts on, and I'll start with you, Cinema Lords. Thoughts on Gus post working for KMS? What are your thoughts? What's your general thoughts?
I liked Gus when he was working for KMS. I love Gus. I'm a huge Gus guy. I've always, since the first time he's been in studio, I've been a pro Gus guy.
Okay.
I did think if I was him and Kirk said like that's not the worst idea, I take that as a huge fucking win.
Yeah.
If Kirk tells you it's not the worst idea, that means by other people's standards, it's a pretty fucking decent idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a big win for Gus right there. He finally needed that acknowledgement. He's been trying to come up with one good idea for months and months now, and he finally got it.
He did. He fucking did. And like I've been talking to Gus about this in the background. Shout out to PRC Coleman, who made this logo. He's my new logo guy. But we've been getting this set up. He's got a plan. Like Gus is, I mean, he had the whiteboard out. I don't know if people remember the whiteboard, but the whiteboard's back. Gus is full game on this. John, what are your thoughts on Gussie game time?
All right, I need you to explain to me though. So I understand Puff Puff Piece. What is Gus Bus then? Is that the umbrella? And then
that's like the blind Mike project of the Gus. This is the bus. You know,
great description.
I'm a branding guy, like that's my job. I'm not a fan of the Gus Bus whole thing, but then the logo came, and I'm like, no, I'm in.
Logo's fire. Shout out to PRC. PRC, by the way, that man is he is an onion. I mean, there are layers with that guy. He's awesome. We love PRC.
Yeah.
I think like most people, I'm in on Gus. Like anything, whether you're in legitimately or if it's a train wreck thing, you're watching what Gus does no matter what, and that's where I land on it. Yeah,
correct. I'm to the point that was awesome. I'm to the point where like when Gus was on the show, maybe towards the end when like Kirk couldn't fire him but he had to, that was tough to watch. But like when Gus was on the show, I was doing stuff for the Instagram, but it's like I was making clips of just Gus being awkward and just like how he talks and just everything about him is funny. So that's why I think this Patreon might be a good idea, because just we get more watching Gus. Like,
the glasses was hysterical.
What's that?
I love the glasses.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a totally different guy in that chair with him in the glasses.
Yeah. He non-riddling Gus, people are calling.
True.
I didn't notice it until Kirk said something, but he was shaking like a madman. Like his elbow at one point was just like.
This is a guy who works for the show for 6 months, and he goes in there and sits third chair, and he's shaking. That's a Minifan, baby. That's a Minifan. Something else we got out of Wednesday's show was Jeff D. Lowe versus Coleman. Good call. I got the audio. I'll play a little bit of this. What are your thoughts, just to start off, John, since I didn't get to talk to you about Coleman versus Mutt? What are your thoughts on how Coleman's been all week, kind of snapping back at people?
He's had to be in defense mode. I don't think he's really that good at it because he's got that pouty face, and he can say what he wants, but when that camera pans to him, he's making the pouty face. I'm still holding out on being or trying to be a Cole man. Like I want him to figure this out. I think he expects from both Kirk and the Minifans that in that position with this show that he needs to be a fighter. So he tries to go that route, and I don't think it suits him all that well.
Yeah. And to speak on that, like, listen, everyone finds their corner of how to handle haters. It takes a while, and you have to think, this is a boy. He's like, what, 20 something years old?
Yep.
He's a boy,
24,
and like, he has not been on, like, he was in that Barstool world, like Kurt says. He's like that. He was fucking Alex Bennett's mom's producer. There's not a lot of hate that goes on in that world, and then you get thrown into our world, and it's
just
like
drama, like everything about it.
Yeah.
Just you have to be active 24/7. You're definitely not
exactly, and you have to, like, people judge you on how you snap back at people, how you don't snap. So, like, just find your corner and fucking attack. Like, mine is, I just adorable it. I just try to be adorable and cute. You know, like, he said that, maybe, like, what's your angle, Coleman? He was like, cute boy, or whatever the fuck he said that one day. It's like, dude, if that's your corner of how to snap back at people, do it that way. You know, like, but I don't know. Coleman snapping back, you're right. It just makes you want to punch him in the face.
It comes off a little strange. But to give him credit, I do feel like he's been shit on quite a bit, and he does let it. Like, sure, he's been trying to fight back lately. Maybe he's going out of his way to try something different, but he normally lets it roll off his back. Like, he's taken a ton of shit in stride.
Me and
especially the last like month or two, I feel like it's been added on.
Me and Carm had this conversation coming home from Portland, and it was like, I don't think, like, Coleman's so good at letting things bounce off him, and it's not because he's a dumb guy. He's just an aloof guy. Like, he's rich. He could look down at things and be like, it's not worth my time, because that's just a rich white boy take on things. Like, trust me, I use it all the time. But it's like, then you get thrown into this world, and you really can't use that. You know, and you, like, people are judging you on how you snap back and all this stuff. So, like, I agree with you. I am happy he's finally snapping back, but he's just got to fine tune that sword, and he'll be okay. Cinemalars, any last thoughts on Coleman?
I just think he needs to maybe just settle down. Just take a little bit of a chill pill. Just relax a little bit. I feel like he's just spraying bullets all over the place right now.
That is a good way to put it. He's just spraying, which is, hey, listen, he's new in the world. That's I guess the first thing you do is, if you get back to the corner, just throw fisticuffs. So
like
it's
you
like,
said, it was rolling off his back for so long, and after a while, it builds up. And like I said, I feel like the last month since the Jim Tomei fiasco, I feel like it's been added on the amount of shit he's been taking, like pretty much.
Which is funny. Because you would look back at that and you'd be like, okay, in everyone's mind, like, he got respect from the Jim Tomei thing. But now that you get
big time.
Now you have the respect of the Minifans. That doesn't mean you're off the fucking hook, dude. By any fucking, you're still judged. Let's hear what Jeff D'Lo had to say about
I just don't like people jumping quickly off ship and being on someone's
Was
side.
he on ship? Was he ever on your ship?
I mean, Mud is like, Mud and I just had this 2-month run of you. Like, you can't be surprised. And I've openly said, I hate KMS. Jack Coleman of the Jersey Shore, great guy. Liked him since I met him. Great guy. KMS Coleman, I don't like KMS Coleman.
Good.
Two different people.
Good.
You dropped the hate right there. That's harsh. You said hate.
You could tell. I love
Especially
that.
Mutt,
Like,
who does not express hate easily.
yeah. I love hearing Jeff. Like, Jeff is a guy in the same exact position where he's a new guy in this world, and you're just like, now Jeff is a killer. He's not afraid to say what exactly he's thinking. That's good. He's not afraid to offend Minifans if that hurts their feelings, like a lot of people usually are. It's like, fuck you, dude. I'm ready to fight a war. I love that shit. So, speaking of guys going crazy, Chris Clemmer. We heard a little bit of audio of Clemmer from, I guess, a stream with Smitty and Meek Phil, who is, I think, one of the funnier people at Barstool. Cinema Lords, what are your thoughts on how Clemmer has been acting at Barstool, and Barstool Clemmer versus Quantum Week Chris?
Oh, I mean, there's a massively different people, but lately he's just been on one. That what's the pick central there? It feels like every other day there's a clip of him going fucking nuts on somebody, whether it's Meek Phil or Rico or Marty Mush. It's like every other day. So I don't know what's going on with him. He's just been on one lately. Again, I feel like that's been since the what do you call it? Like the lock in there, the 100 hours and fucking whatever you call it, the cell there. I feel like he's been off the handle ever since then, which, you know, could make sense. They say you can go crazy without fucking sunlight for that long and shit.
Yeah. John and Warren, what are your thoughts on Barstool Clemmer versus Quantum Week Chris?
Yeah, I mean, Quantum Week Chris, he knew he was just kind of like a sideshow to the Kirk world. So I think you kind of have that, I don't know, that timidness to you, or you're not top tier. He gets to Barstool, and obviously in the beginning you're still lower rank, but then after he gets comfortable there, he's older than a lot of them, And I think that that argument he had with Justin, where I've lived more of a life than you, how old, I'm older than you, that is starting to rear its ugly head again.
Yeah. It's always been Clemmer's biggest wit. Like Clemmer has this way of no matter who you are and what you've done for him or with him, he will talk down to you as if he did something before you ever worked together that was immaculate. And I just never understood.
Which is the best because he hasn't worked in 15 years.
Yeah, which is the only thing you have over me is your age and your height. So like I don't understand it. Yeah, you're a 6'4" guy, but you're 112 pounds. It's like I don't understand his cockiness. But this is a guy who lives
him in Portnoy was wild.
Yeah. I mean, he could go against the best of them. There's an example. He went up against Dave Portnoy and told him to shove it up his fucking ass, basically. So it's like, I don't know. Cocky Clemmer, while he's a different guy, and you're right, it's starting to rear its ugly head on him. I kind of like him.
Let me throw this question to you guys. Do you think that when he has those outbursts, are they real, or is that to get views because they know people will play that stuff on Twitter and Kirk will probably play it?
I think it's genuine. That's just me. But I feel like
so you think that's genuine Clemmer. I kind of agree with you. I think that is genuine Clemmer. There is a bit of like he knows he's doing it for the camera, but he's just playing up a part of him that is already real. He's not making something up.
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
You know,
I mean, he is crazy. Like if you're playing baseball simulators of teams from like 1972 until 4 a.m, like there's something not right in your head. Like you'll do crazy shit.
It's so weird how like something like that fits at Barstool more than anything you can ask for. And the second he got to Barstool, he stopped doing. It's like, what? Yeah. Clemmer, the best things Clemmer's ever done, he just stops, and that just irritates the fuck out of me, dude. It just kills me. It's like, and he always acts like, oh, I need this producer because it's this big ordeal. It's like, dude, if anyone should know, like, dude, just fucking do it and then just put it out, and it gets better as it goes because it'll be bad the first time. Trust me, your first episode always stinks. Yeah. So just fucking deal with it. You know,
I know we're not supposed to talk about him because he's not exactly the biggest like fan of the show, or I guess the show being fan of him, but Robbie Fox does his show, like he produces the whole thing himself.
Oh, I love Robbie Fox. Yeah, that's a great example. That's why Dave respects the fuck out of Robbie Fox. Yeah, exactly. Every since day one, he has done everything himself, and he produces his own show. And I'll tell you, the quality of his podcast stinks.
Good. Doesn't matter. I was gonna say, hearing what I don't watch it, but
so I listen to My Mom's Basement. My Mom's Basement with him and Clem, like randomly their audio won't match, which like as a producer, that's the most simple thing to fix. Yeah. But you're constantly turning up one guy and turning down the other. That's the most, like, that means you don't really know what you're doing, but it doesn't matter. He's doing it himself. So I'll never hold that against him, you know? But like Clemmer, if he had a little drive like that, I think he'd be even a bigger show at Barstool.
We've got Rat Race season 2 coming out, I think.
Right? I didn't watch a lick of that.
I want to say the first episode.
Yeah, you guys watched a little bit of it. I didn't watch any of it.
I watched all the first episode.
Yeah,
better than I thought it was going to be. Wild like host. He was like so stern, man. There was no playfulness like at all as far as him being like the host of the show. He was so like fucking. Remember the lady who was like you were the weakest link, like goodbye, and she was just mad stern. That's basically like how he hosted like that show.
Yeah. Ted Saranda says Clemmer has more talent than everyone at both networks besides Menners. That's clearly the reason he has a job at Barstool, Ted. Like, no shit. Good call, Ted. That's my guy. John and Warren is too normal to be a Minifan. That's also a fact. John Warren, great guy. We got to meet. Great guy.
Thank you.
Other things from Wednesday's show, then we'll wrap up Wednesday's show. I thought it was real weird that Gus said he has calm down treats for his dog. That was odd.
You got to up the dose.
Yeah. No, like the fact Gus thinks he could get on a plane with those dogs is fucking psycho. That just shows like he's a crazy guy. Gus also said he got someone a Target gift card for their wedding. Wild move.
That is a wild move. How I somehow missed that.
Yeah, but John, you don't understand. There's a Target in Minnesota. What do you not understand?
Like if I have my wedding, you have to give me the fucking Liberty Bell, Gus? Like what the fuck? But yeah, Gus saying he got the calm down treats, going to Minnesota. He was at this party last night. Gus, I'm just addicted to Gus right now. It's all I'm focused on. I'm happy to have him part of the network. We're gonna start a Minecraft world next Wednesday on Gaming with Gus, which is going to be very fun, which anyone could join. So that's even more fun.
Listen, he reeled in Big Cat already.
And that's my last thing for today's show is Gaming with Gus. Mentioned on today's show, pulled in fucking Big Cat, which like Big Cat treated it like he was very excited about the fight. Cinemalors, what do you watch any Gaming with Gus at all?
I haven't really, just like a couple of clips that I saw, but the simulator is a wild move, man.
Yeah.
That in itself is a weird. That's like such a niche thing. That's just like something that's like scratching an itch that nothing else can. It's weird.
It is. How about you, John? You watch any of it?
I do watch most of them. I like even when there's nothing going on, I can't look away. Like he's cutting the grass and he's kind of conversing with the chat a little bit. Not even a ton, and I'm still sitting there watching it. And he gets pretty good live viewership on that.
He's our highest viewership. He's the highest viewership the network gets. It's insane.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So it's like, I will say this. I have talked to a known grass guy, a known on guy. We'll say that. He's this guy they call he's on all the time. But he said Gus is terrible at cutting grass. He doesn't know but there's guys watching this and like judging you and shit like that. That's when you know, like, hey, dude, people are willing to stick around and watch Gus cut grass and give his opinions. Then he's obviously sticky a bit, you know? No kidding. So I will support Gus to the end of time. I just love him on fucking shit. But John, what are your thoughts on Big Cat giving him the thumbs up of coming on Gaming with Gus? And what are your thoughts on it being the NCAA game?
I mean, clearly, well, I don't know if Gus suggested that to Big Cat or if he was like, I want you to come on, and Big Cat said, okay, only if it's NCAA. Yeah. But I love that Big Cat made it like this big announcement. And I also love that it's just sometime in August. It's kind of like a callback to the Big Steve saying like, what's your October look like to El Prez or whatever month it was. But that's exactly what I thought of. It's more than ever. Big Cat is like locked in. Like,
yeah, I noticed that today too.
Sometimes you hear he like kind of knows like some of the vague stuff going on. He was on it today, man. Like, he knew everything.
Yeah. And then, like, to think like Big Cat said he'll just announce it now, but he was actually going to do like a state of whatever. Like he was going to do one of those videos, and knowing it was about going on Gus's show that PRC made the logo for is just. And that brings me to my next point. Are the Minifans stronger now than they ever have been in the eyes of Barstool? Are we an example for Barstool? And what happened to the Stoolies? Because I don't think there are even Stoolies left.
Yeah, the Stoolies as a bunch, like as a crew, don't seem to be as united. And I think it's because you have so many different brands now. Yeah, like it's so separated, which is probably good and bad in a lot of ways. But
drip.
Oh, here he is. Look at this guy.
There we go.
Hi.
Look at that hat, by the way.
Yeah. Give it the shout out, Spiegel Scrap. Nice to have you, Pat. We're talking a little bit about Gus and Big Cat's announcement that he's going to go on the Gus stream. Have you been a viewer of Gus gaming? Gaming Gus.
Have I ever? He's electric on the lawnmower. Big Big Cat getting in there too. Good for him.
Yeah, and this is one thing Gus said when he messaged me that he wanted to start this thing. He's like, I want to like reach out to like big names and get them in there, especially for the puff piece shit. And I was like, good luck, dude. Like, go right ahead and look at dude. I mean, fucking first person he gets is the number 2 at Barstool Sports. You can't complain about that shit. So.
I don't really listen to PMT, but like, I hope Big Cat doesn't die because everyone Gus has reached out to is dead.
Oh, wow. Good point.
Yeah.
Risky game. Father. Shout out Harry Minahan, birthday, 12 years old. Happy birthday. Pat, what were your thoughts about being in there on Wednesday? I just want to, since you just got here, how'd you think your performance was? How'd you think the show was? What do you got?
I had a lovely time. I was really hoping. I was glad Gus was in there, but I was a little bummed that I didn't get to meet Porn Guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Seems like a real character, but
I don't know who this guy is. What's his handle?
Justin Scale.
Okay, so I don't know this guy, but I am a fan, and I am also a Twitter porn fan. Like I'm about that kind of life. So I've had people DM me once because I guess like there was someone who subtweeted one of my tweets with like a porn link, and I liked it one time and answered it, and it was on somebody's fucking timeline. Good. Are you Twitter porn guys?
Now that you just said that, you do have a Don John vibe to you. I don't know if you've seen that movie. Yeah, you do.
I love that.
Now that you say that, you do have that vibe.
My friend's baby mama's friend hooked up with the guy from Don Juan. I don't believe it though. I don't believe her. She also said she got shot once. But yeah, Pat, I thought your performance was great. Missing out on Porn Guy though kind of upset me.
I had so many porn questions. I had the top 10 porn star rankings.
Yeah,
I wanted to dig through those, kind of get his.
Are you a Twitter porn guy? Are you a Twitter porn guy?
No, too much risk.
There is.
I feel like because with the algorithm these days, you click on one thing and then there's just your boobs are tied to your name. But porn stars are big fans of me. Every time I tweet something, I usually get a reply that their breasts are in the bio.
Yeah,
their fine asses in the bio. So
Hell yeah.
Generally, when you go there, it's not free, but
Yeah.
live and learn.
John, you were one of two people who asked me what happened the other day because a tweet was restricted out underneath one of my tweets, and it was it was Pat. It was this porn person like quoted like porn or nudes in bio, and I like it just got deleted. Yeah, Twitter is kind of being invaded by bots with big old titties.
It's kind of
Have you noticed they cut back on the people like dying videos?
Yeah, that's
for
good.
me, I'm still seeing death.
Really?
Death. Yeah,
I've never seen those and still am not seeing those. So that makes me happy.
I follow those kind of accounts. Like morbid knowledge.
Yeah, I have that one too.
Yeah, that one's great. It's like, oh, here's a video of this guy, and 20 minutes later, he got hit by a bus. It's like, oh,
one of them that's bad is restricted vids. Like,
I blocked it. I blocked
Yeah.
that account.
Nice. So Friday's show. Friday we had Jeff D. Loeb producing. We had Big Cat Pop in there. It started off with this Nick interview. First of all, it started off with some of the worst audio I've ever heard in my life. Like it was the hottest mics I've ever heard, but they got it fixed. Started off with this interview with this Nick guy, guy who will probably have a show on the across the road next week. But Jeff D. Loeb brought up a good point. I have a clip of it. What are your thoughts on like when guys like this come in and they attack Kirk and then they go back and then Kirk brings them in the show and then there's 30 minutes of Kirk talking to this guy? I'm not a fan of interviews to begin with Kirk. What are your thoughts, John? I'll go with you first. What are your thoughts on when Kirk brings in guys like this?
I like the idea behind it. Like if you're going to go at someone and battle a little bit on Twitter, show your face, defend yourself. So the idea behind it, I like. The problem is half the time when you bring someone on, they're either a drip or they're not going to defend themselves. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Cinema Lords? What are your thoughts on bringing guys in?
I don't mind it as long as like kind of like John said, as long as it makes sense. I was shocked today at how long it just ran. I feel like normally Kirk kind of gets those guys out. I feel like 20 minutes, like tops. Some of them, like John said too, if they're a drip, then it lasts like 8 minutes and he'll be like, all right, we're not even going to have a conversation. I'll just get out of here. But today it lasted like 30 minutes. So he seemed fairly engaged with the conversation.
Well, I also feel like that Cattles takes forever to get to his point. So you almost have to like wait for him to get to his point for you to even respond.
Rambled.
And yeah, that went on way too long.
So this is where I think this is a good strategy by Kirk. Because first of all, you talk shit, you should show it face to face. It's a good strategy by Kirk because really by the end of it, the guy likes Kirk more and actually respects Kirk now. Secondly, he gets to Kirk brings you in front of his whole audience for one. So it's probably the most engagement you've ever gotten. It's actually like a strategic play. Awesome. Listening to it, I skip through the whole thing. I can't listen to that shit, dude. I don't want to hear another guy just get sold on Kirk. Like next I'm going to hear him like, oh yeah, I listened since the WEI days and I'll just blow my brains out right there. Like I hate that shit. How about you, Pat? What are your thoughts on this?
I think it was actually pretty exciting. He committed to coming back on at some point in the future to talk about like fun stuff. Like he said, he's a fun guy.
It was jokey, Pat.
So like he does. A lot of people see him as just sports, but he does more than that. Listen, I appreciate anything Kirk does. It was a good interview. That guy sucks shit.
Yeah,
it's horrible. I've been doing some research. His claims of being successful throughout the industry for a very long time, I can't find anything on it. So
program director.
So this brings me to my point of would you, and Jeff brought this up. Let's play that.
It comes down to would you rather someone fold and admit they're wrong or stay the course with a bad take?
Well, he just kept saying, like at the end, I'm like, Nick, enough. Like I got it. Like
So yeah, would you rather him be a flake and just get trumped like right off the top, or would you rather what happened today? How about you, Cinema Lords?
I thought what happened today was good. It just needed
Okay.
that, like kind of like what we just said. If that guy wasn't such a rambler, the conversation would have been at least 10 minutes shorter, and it would have been a better back and forth than say a lot of the other interviews that he's done when he's brought random people on. There's been a handful of guys. I think like wasn't it OJ's like attorney there that he brought on? Like that one I remember being a good one, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that one got
for the most part, he
contentious,
just
right?
runs him over. What was it?
That one got contentious.
It
right?
did.
When-
It did, yeah.
And that's where I feel like I think it's just my opinion on just interview. I just don't like outside interview type thing. Like I don't like you on the Kirk Minahan show unless you're a character in the Kirk Minahan show. You know, that's I think my end. I always thought I just had a biased opinion on that shit.
I feel that
But
way
John,
with other podcasts.
I think when you-
'cause- oh shit, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was going to say you bring someone in. The risk is that it's boring and it gets drawn out, but the reward potentially could be you have the blowout and it becomes one of those
Correct.
like things that everyone talks about.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of test it out.
Oh yeah, strategically, I would never tell Kirk anything, but to do that anything different in that situation, it's like, yo, you talk shit on Twitter. The best thing to do is be like, well, come on my show and talk shit, because usually they'll just flake right there and you win. You know, so I did think like I would never say it's a bad idea. I just don't know if I enjoyed those shows, like him winning guys over, even though I love that he does it. But we got the more Steve from Gloucester stuff that happens on Friday. That tweet that I show earlier comes out. Pat, what are your thoughts on Steve from Gloucester? You really didn't get to talk about him.
I've been offline most of the day, so I might have missed something, and I'm late. So what happened with Steve today?
Not too much going on,
John. You don't. No, Steve is going to. I'll just put up the tweet again.
I know.
Here's the tweet. You could read through it, but Steve's going to be leaving the network. Steve's going to be leaving the world. He even turned off comments on this post. Said he talked to his lawyer and his doctor, who we discussed might be the same person.
Pat, you said you were trying to pass the bar. Who are you trying to defend?
Difficult. Steve. I'm Steve Guy. You seem like a nice guy, Cinema Lords, but
knew it.
my alliances are set. Listen,
I respect loyalty.
What's more to say? I just think he's going about it in the wrong way. If he just kind of messed around and came and fought with you for an hour on Thursday, it'd be over.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be the
Is
lawyer.
he capable of doing that?
Yeah, him saying he wouldn't come in with the lawyer, and like he thinks that what he said to Coleman and Justin should have kept him private. That's where I'm starting to be out on Steve. Like I am a Steve guy through and through. He was me, Menners, and then we're one of the first guys he sent that fucking memorandum to. And like I love Steve. I think it's great everything that happened in Portland, but you cannot act like you have some type of secret relationship that things will stay private.
Like, losing the plot.
Like
are you a fan?
Lawyers, you can't leave that private, you know.
If he actually went to a lawyer and that's real, I'm a fan of that because that's
amazing.
I applaud Psycho. That's fucking top notch crazy right there.
And this is
Cinema
breaking.
Lords, were you going to
Robbie
represent
V.
yourself?
Robbie V calling Steve from Gloucester dope of the day.
Andy Mayo offered to pay some of the fund. I might have just let him done it.
There you go.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. What else?
Are you a Steve fan?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah, I told him we weren't going to go too much into it, but similar. Give me a general rundown on where you are with Steve right now. Like,
did you not shake his hand at Gritty's?
Yeah, that's see, like that's the kind of stuff that's saving for Thursday.
Yeah.
But like every time you've brought him up, I can't help myself. I just have a huge shit-eating grin on my face. Like it just brings us.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, it's a big Cinema Lords was right moment. I feel like
one of those famous Cinema Lords was right moments hit a strike.
Hey, they all start somewhere, you know what I mean? All stories got to start somewhere,
right, buddy? One last thing from Friday's show was the Jeff D. Lowe versus Mick call. What are our thoughts on this? Pat Ford, you got a big shit-eating grin on your face right now. Let's hear your thoughts on the Jeff D. Lowe versus Mick.
It makes the absolute greatest. If that, I was listening to Beyond Average when he said it was the most heinous text message he ever got, and I thought to myself, I'm like, what is coming down the pipeline here? And then
the second I heard that, I didn't think to myself that. I thought to myself, Mick's a genius. That's exactly what you say to piss somebody off.
100%, mission accomplished.
Yes.
No, Mick, and that all turning into like Jeff just saying like, sorry, I didn't see this being the whole. Just Mick's stock is It's on the 3rd floor of my house right now. That's how high it is right now. It's not even taking the stairs, it's just blasting right now.
John and Warren, thoughts on Mick the FD? Ooh.
Humble brag by Pat. He's got 3 stories. Big deal.
Whoa.
I'm so deep down the Mick rabbit hole. It's not even funny. I am an absolute maniac. And it was by the way, it was a disgusting DM by Jeff Freelow. I mean, how dare he? First of all, he didn't respond right away. He was being patronizing, whatever the word is. The whole Jeff, poor form, didn't answer the text message either. I mean, how can you deny that?
Let me double down on this. I asked Jeff to come on tonight. No answer. Didn't even read it. Wow. Doesn't even follow me.
What'd you send him before that?
And we named the tournament after his dead dad. Motherfucker. What did I say to him before that? There's this rock holding one of his energy drink signs, and Lights Camera Barstool used to always talk about it. It's called Zin, and I want to buy that fucking thing and send it to Jeff. But he didn't say anything to that either. It's like he doesn't follow me. Cinema Lords, we'll wrap it up with you. What are your thoughts on Mick v. Jeff D-Lo?
Kind of like what I just said. When Mick mentioned the text message, Jeff kind of stopped in his tracks there for a second. He was like, oh shit, like, did he text me? And then that kind of changed his tone a little bit. But I love Mick. He's a psychopath. I love watching him just spin around like a Tasmanian devil.
Someone's
going
echoing.
to not be entertaining.
Someone's echoing. Maybe. Hello? Okay, we're gonna. So, like, I think Mick made a great point, like, by proving that text message wasn't read. Like, Mick won the war there. I think, like, it's hard to win a battle on the phone, but Mick won that battle, I would say. Jeff D-Lo did take a loss, and I have this.
I got a question. Honestly,
Mick, 1 second. Mick, shut up. Shut up for a second. Mick, it's
I just did, Kirk. You shut up.
I rewound that part.
You better get a fucking job. That's fucking Mick.
On that guy.
Throughout that whole fucking producer race, Mick busted his ass, dude. I hope this kid gets something.
If he gets the job, though, how long does it last?
Okay.
Like, realistically, how long?
I saw a question brought up, or a statement brought up by Tom Shattuck on Mick's episode the other day, saying by July 4th, one of those producer seats are going to be empty. So I'll ask you that question first, Cinema Lords. Do you think that's true? And then if he gets it, how long?
No, I think we'll still be rocking with the crew by July 4th.
Okay. John?
Yeah, I think the boys will still be there. I mean, July's right around the corner. If Mick were to get the job, I do see a burnout, unfortunately, even though I'm a maniac. I just think that's the way it goes. Could be a burnout in a positive way. Maybe he leaves them for greener pastures.
Yeah, we do have a sample size of a week of Mick handling the show, and by the end of that week, he did leave the studio. So that is Pat. What are your thoughts?
That's fight or flight. I'm going to give him that. That's fight or flight. So he made the right call. No, unfortunately, not unfortunately. I like both the fellas in there, but I do think that there will not be an open producer seat by July 4th. I did tune into that episode. It was right during the draft. And the first thing I heard was, all right, so what's going on in Israel is this. And then I just turned the volume down because that's not an avenue I'm ready to go down. But I'd like to see Mick in there, but I do like Justin and Coleman. I don't know. Maybe Hank will get fired and Mick will get that job. Think about it that way.
Maybe Big Cat said he's a big Mick fan too. He can't quit him. Can't quit him.
Stars aligning.
Yeah, and it was mentioned Portnoy did know Mick and didn't know Mutt. So, I mean, those are two pretty big names at Barstool. That's all.
Dave knows Mutt.
Yeah. Unnamed show.
Justin took a second to take the job, but I feel like now that he's taken it, I feel like Justin's going to be the producer for as long as this fucking show.
Justin
I feel like he's in now.
Yeah. And he's good. He's doing okay. Like Justin will get better with the tech stuff too. Like the third will make him better at that stuff too. The more they do, the better they'll get. That kind of wraps up the week of shows. We had the Unnamed show, not a bunch to talk about from the Unnamed show, but they did talk about this Paige Sporanic thing. And still, I want to know what this is about. Does anyone know what this is about?
I bet Riggs played golf with her for 18 holes, went back, had a few cocktails, sent her a DM picture of her penis. That was it.
It is interesting that more than one person has floated the Riggs theory out there. I do find that interesting.
He's got the face of a dick pic guy. I know a dick pic guy when I see him. He's a dick pic guy.
You're all right there.
If you've noticed Riggs, he's always wearing a watch. Dick pic guys wear watches.
Look at that lovely couple.
It's a bad look.
So Pat D. Ford claims Riggs dick pic guy. Cinema Lord, your thoughts? Is Riggs a dick pic guy?
I believe it. I can definitely see it.
You know what? Let's end it there. Let's go around the network. I did put out the post.
I had one thing about the unnamed show. Just Kirk mentioned today that some people were complaining about like the length of it and shit. And I did find it funny. The show would have ended at like 32 minutes if it wasn't for Kirk asking about like the Taylor Swift to Bruce Springsteen comparison.
Yep.
He actually made the show last for a good 8 to 10 minutes longer, and they would have cut it even shorter. And they were saying like, oh, Kirk always wants to cut it quick. If it wasn't for Kirk, the show would have been even shorter this week.
The only person struggling on that show, I would say, is Whitney. He really hasn't found his place yet, but that's kind of clutch because Whitney's kind of the guy who really never finds his place in a show, I feel. You know, like he's kind of just throwing comments here and there and just bust Dave's balls. So, like, who else would we want on that third seat is the way I look at it.
Yeah, it's good to have somebody that's genuinely friends with both guys.
Yeah, that is kind of like a third party.
Yeah, I saw all those comments too. I've been getting those same comments my entire life. It's being too short, and those people are wrong. So they can fuck right off, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, right before that,
I hate
before Kirk tried to extend it, they threw it to Whitney, and he was like, "I literally have nothing."
Yeah. He's in the thick of the NHL playoffs too, which is the last thing they'll talk about on the show, and that goes till like December. So, according to Coleman. All right, so let's go around the network. I did ask Menners to come on, Menners and Jill to join us here. Once again, I was denied. Menners using he answered twice. The first time he said he won't come on. Second time he said, when you resign in fucking whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, well.
What are your thoughts with Menners? Do you guys want to just see him over here? Do you like the Menners network? Pat, go.
You want me to go?
I want you to go, baby.
No, I'm not surprised they couldn't come on tonight. Joe's actually doing like an investigation on House of Pain 86. She just figured out recently it's not House of Pain 85. But no, I'm all set. I live in a country surrounded by freedom, built on freedom.
I breathe it in.
Beach. And a lot of the roller coasters here have a height requirement. In my eyes, we have a height requirement. So no, thank you. Do you guys want to go around the room and do like a quick stock up, stop down? We'll do like
I think that's a great idea.
Four.
I think that's a great idea.
Just a thought. This is
your idea. You start.
Stock up, Minifan greater. Stock way up.
What about Menners?
Menners is stock down, believe it or not. Yeah, okay. Stock down. His those little T-Rex arms just waving all over.
What about McFuss Daddy?
McFuss Daddy, he's across the street, but I like the guy, so I'm just gonna probably
I think I fucked up.
Probably stock up.
Something that I may or may not have already committed to going on with Kane and McFuss Daddy.
Oh, that's okay. It's not fucking up going on their shows. They could think it's fucking up.
A red coat.
But we allow collaboration.
We're not gonna hold it against you, John. Can I kick people, or is it only you?
We're doing stock ups. My stock up is Pat Ford.
Oh, there you go. I love Menners. I love his little kicking arms. I am only putting these tweets out for him to get him over here, just so I can pull out the rug underneath him. He's handling it perfectly well. But it was a new show that started over there, and it was stock up, stock down. Did you guys watch it?
I watched it.
Yes.
Yep.
Did you?
I did only because I saw the clip. As soon as I saw that clip, I was eager to watch it.
Honestly,
I heard I got shit on basically a lot.
I like what McFuss Daddy's doing. Like, believe it or not, I'm not kidding. He's doing like a different co-host every week, so I'm looking forward to who he has in this week. I don't think week 1 was a good fit, but that's fine. Yeah. We'll see who he kind of brings on week 2, and it'd be like a casting couch kind of thing. So.
Mm-hmm.
This. I think it's Kane. I think it's Kane's the one that asked me to be on.
Is that why he asked you to come on?
Yeah, Kane was the one that asked if I want to be on with him and McFuss Daddy. So we're recording Sunday night at like 6.
Kane is down on Pat.
Yeah.
Stock down. The shame.
We did get the Pat Gilroy show that's coming over here. Just trying to give you some updates on what's going on. What else do we got going? Greg Polar's show started.
Hell yeah.
Did you guys watch it? Because I liked it. Like I liked watching Greg Polar talk to his first black friend.
I'm excited to see if the San Antonio Spurs can make it into the playoffs. He said the only way that happens if there's like a nuclear holocaust. So,
oh wow,
he's got some good insight. I enjoy it. I'm a Greg guy.
Some controversial takes there.
Yeah.
But I just love the idea of him having a show on the network.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
You know what the best part is? He has that best #1 basketball podcast in the world Twitter account that was created in 2003. So this has been fresh on his mind for quite some time.
There you go.
Wow.
I love that they just named it best #1 sports podcast. Know how you get a trendy fucking podcast? You make the first letter of the podcast a symbol. That's not going to hit the fucking SEO good at all. Cinema Lord, did you see any Polar's show?
I did not know.
No. What about you, John?
No, I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna go back and watch it. I need to be in the know. It's a sickness for me, so I'm gonna watch everything that's out there. So
One thing I did watch today was Snell talking ponies. You guys see the Snell show?
I saw the little clip that he put out there.
Snell's gonna be in there next week. I'm excited. Coleman claiming that he's a gay man. What is that about?
He almost said it as if there was something that came out, like he found something out. Because why else would you throw that out there?
Do you think they're intimate?
By the way, I could see it.
I saw on Twitter today, Dr. Vaca, a known alcoholic, asked Snell about it, and Snell said, "No, I'm not interested in alcoholics." So I don't know if he was confused or maybe something.
Snell won that exchange, but that was an absolute dunk situation right there.
What else do we have going on the network? Well, Steve from Providence is gone. We talked about that.
So how real do you guys think that is? How real do you think this whole thing is?
Kirk was dead right. Next week he'll be in here. 2 weeks from there he'll be on the show. Like he said in that original tweet, I think he's going to be back by next week. So
I think he'll be back. I really do. I don't think he can help himself.
If Cinema Lord stops running them out of town, we'll be fine.
Listen, we keep our guys in check on this side of the fucking road. That it is what it is. It's not circle jerk over here. Got fucking beanbag Ron questioning Steve from Gloucester every morning. Like, just tell the truth. Tell the truth.
I don't miss Steve from Gloucester show. I never miss a Robbie V show. I'm getting into leeches.
I love that show.
Me too.
I love it just because like they play the audio. Even though I saw Kane didn't agree with me playing audio on this show a little too much, I guess.
Noted.
Pat, I don't know if you agree with him or not, but yeah, no, I like the leeches. I think the Shaddocks are doing good. I did get a logo and an intro made for them. Didn't put it on the show last week, so I feel bad. I feel bad.
Still up.
Yeah, it feels like they have a when you listen to them talk about the stuff going on in the world, it almost feels like an outsider perspective, not coming from the Minifan perspective in a way. It does feel like an outside perspective, which is kind of refreshing.
It does. It's like I don't know, maybe that's like a couple's way of looking at I don't know. You're right though. It is like a different approach to it all. I agree with you on that.
Big time.
Pat and John, I would say probably your best episode of Drips in the Office. And week after week, I'm saying that. And it's kind of, I think you guys have a good show going here.
I enjoyed that last one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Cinema Lords, I watched your last show. First time I watched it. And I love just Cinema Lord takes on movies. Yeah, it's pretty fucking. It's okay.
Yeah.
I fucking love your show.
It's the most Fall River takes.
Yeah, I like that. We're done jerking off the network now. We will, if you guys want to stick around, I'll take calls for like 15 minutes and then we'll get out of here. What else is going on, boys? You got anything else? What do you want to talk about? I got a bunch of extra notes here, but we'll go over it as we go. But I want to see if you had anything first. What about you, Cinema Lord? You got anything?
So the only thing I was going to mention is what I already did about the unnamed show there. That was a big thing that I had that was in my mind.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do too much, obviously, like you said about Steve, but
yeah, so, I'm looking forward to that.
So yeah, I am as well.
Under the is this still on?
Yeah, we're still going.
No. I mean, is Thursday still
Thursday?
on?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's what I meant. Yeah, we're still. It's going to happen. Trust. I think it's going to happen.
So?
I do.
Cool.
Even if it means Pat Ford goes in there as Steve's lawyer, I don't care what. Like, just get a fake. I want it.
I told Coleman, whatever. If they can't make Thursday, I'll go Friday, Wednesday. I'll go at midnight. I was like, bring your suit. I'll be there. Let's go.
What about Tuesday?
Sure, I'll be there.
Let me try to
Monday
get these
afternoon,
balls
night.
ready. You guys talk for a second.
I'd be more than happy.
Good job, guys.
Beautiful weather we're having.
I'd be more than happy to.
Like drips in
Pat Ford, what did you think about your performance with Blind Mike?
Oh, I'm not a host at all. That was you know what it is?
A lot of people liked it though.
And an actual therapist told me this. Shout out Sig. It's my OCD and my ADD. They combine with one another, and it's just a disaster on the mic. It's just a lot of rambling and like laughing at my own jokes that aren't funny and then stumbling over words. But Mike was fantastic. He saved the show. He was a great filler for John. Thank you, Mike. And thank you, John,
Mike,
for setting that up.
I
Class
thought
act.
Mike was good. I thought he got what we were trying to do. And then I actually read a couple comments before I actually watched it, and they were like, "Oh, Mike barely said anything." Not true. I feel like, sure, you spoke a little bit more, but he was talkative enough. He wasn't just like sitting there listening to you.
Yeah. I thought it was a good show. I think your show is better though when it's just you two. I think that magic, and me and Coleman had this discussion because he liked this episode a lot. He was like, that magic is just not there when it's not both of them.
Did I mention how much I like Coleman?
Wow.
Did I mention how much I like Coleman? I was going to share with you guys that text message. Coleman said this was a good episode and everything. Cinema Lords, what do we got looking forward on the Cinema Lord podcast? When's the next one?
I'm going to be doing a sports movie draft in 2 weeks. Yeah. I'm looking forward for Redemption because fucking that Harry Potter draft was the first thing I put up on the network. Awful timing because it was a fucking disaster of a show. And I like doing the drafts the most, so I'm looking forward to doing another one.
Yeah. Like I said, I like your show. We are missing now with Bus Daddy leaving. We are missing kind of like a game show style fucking show.
True.
Yeah.
You know? And I wish Fuss Daddy didn't leave, but I hope Beanbag Ron comes up with something maybe.
What's your theory on the purpose of him leaving? Just to mix things up?
Movie draft original idea.
No one said the podcast is good or original, dickhead.
We used to do a show called Intel, and we literally stole Hot Seat Cold Throne. We used to steal everybody's segments. So it's not stealing art. You're making their art better.
Oh.
But my theory on Fuss Daddy leaving, I think he likes to stir the pot, like they say, but I don't know if it had some motivation behind it that maybe on this side of the street sucks. But from what I know, they didn't submit any episodes on this side of the street. So I don't know what we did wrong, but I don't know. Maybe you just like Menors more.
Listen, I'm a fish guy. I always have been. I have 6. I could tell you right now, if I could, each one of those fish would say, I will go to a bigger tank that has no one in it, and I'll swim in that. I'll swim in that fish tank. It's a little fish, big pond. He's running the show over there, and I get it. I really do wish he stayed, but I would like to see. Beanbag Ron is without a host, and he did a show recapping, doing a Mount Rushmore, the best moments. Danny and Bill Rick is without a show, and he went and did a show recapping old shows. Maybe you put both of those together, and you got a delicious salad.
There you go. I asked Danny from Bill Rick to come on the show. He was too busy and couldn't, but I would love to see Danny back. Daver said to have refollowed Kirk.
Full breaking news.
No, maybe bring back the old crew. We are taking calls now, by the way. We're going to do this for 10 minutes. If no one calls, we'll see you later, boys. But yeah, I do want to get another game show type deal up there. Me and Beanbag Ron are going to start our conspiracy show. It's going to be an iceberg theory show. So you guys know what iceberg theory is?
Like the lettuce?
So an iceberg is like you take all these, can say the JFK assassination. You take all the theories, and the higher on the iceberg they are, the more real they are, and the lower you go, the more made up they are. And that's brought to you by Spiegel Scrap. But yeah, so we're going to start that. Beanbag Ron said he's super interested. So at least we got Beanbag Ron back into the loop.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you ever need somebody on, I'm a conspiracy
guy.
guy.
And we got John. So. There's our cast. I also asked Ernie from the whatever it's called, new podcast with Mick. What was that show that Mick went on?
Elvin, right?
Is that going to be on the network, or is this just he just started and just wanted to ask Mick about his girlfriend?
well, don't we all?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I did ask Mick to host this tonight, but he couldn't. He said he would pop in, but I didn't believe him.
He's probably got a date. He's the most single man in Cape Cod right now. What do you think he's doing?
That's true. He's swinging. He's out there swinging cock.
That's stock up, by the way.
What else is going on? Nothing really. BA will be back next week. We got a call 614 614. Welcome to Menners Live, hosted by BA, but sub-hosted by John from Scranton.
Hey, this is Luke from Open Borders. Just wanted to say that Pat did absolutely killing it today.
Awesome.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Luke. Great, great show. Last show. A lot of people hate your show, and I respect that about it.
Great show.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. We're just doing it for Pat and John.
There you go.
Buddy.
Hats off.
What else you got, Luke?
I just wanted to say that Cain is Able, absolutely awful.
Okay.
That show that was on the other network was a recap show with like a really bad twist to it, and it was also no better than any other shows that were.
All right, hot take.
Network, so I don't really understand.
Luke, before you go, do you want to promote any cards for sale right now?
Oh yeah, what do you got going on in the card world, Lukey?
Man, card business is slow.
Okay.
Biden economy. It's not been great. Made a lot more money with cards. Trump's president.
All right.
Well, money.
May I?
Go. Go. Thanks for the call, Luke. We love you. Call back if we have no more callers. Love you. Bye.
I was going to tell Luke, I know that the card game is slow, but you know what else is slow right now that has a very high ceiling?
Here we go.
And that's going to be Trump 2024 coin. Jump on Phantom, the coin trading app, reach out to Montante. You're going to have to Zelle him, and then he's going to send you some coin, and you'll Trump 2024. It's not.
I too am in Trump 2024. Luckily, I got in. I think a week before Pat. I did make money on it. Pat, how much is your $200 worth right now? Because
we're up 40 cents from when I last spoke about it. So I think that I'm moving the market a little bit. It is $29.40 at the moment. Let me check.
I want to get in, but the way you just described it, I don't know. Half those words you just said, I don't even know what any of that means.
I bought it for 200, and you can get it for 29. So you tell me what a good deal is.
There you go. There you go. I mean, that's making money off your money, baby. That's
very true.
That's how it works. That's how markets work.
Someone mentioned Montante. He's back in studio this week, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't seen him in a while.
Or up another $1. Like this is
Minimum Lord.
I feel like we haven't seen him in a while. I feel like it's been a minute.
I think it's been about a month. He usually goes maybe a month or two, month or two. But
he'll go sneaky quiet, I think.
Yeah.
And then he pops back into the world. And
Montante's always in his own world. That's the benefit of Montante. Like no matter what, he could be the biggest thing talked about on the KMS world at that moment. And he's on Twitter just bitching about the libs. So it's like, he's authentic, and Scrap Gang.
Scrap Gang all day, baby. We wrap it. Yep.
Yards later. We're giving calls 5 more minutes. Call in if you have anything to say. Montante's moving to Monaco.
Wow.
Why not? I mean, he made a pretty penny off that thing. At one point in time, he was the only one who owned it.
What a persuasive bastard that guy is, too.
Yeah.
I just want to do $50. That was it. Next thing you know, I'm 200 in the hole.
What is he threatening the fantasy baseball chat? Anyone here in the fantasy baseball league?
Me.
Pat, how's it going?
I'm up by 4 points this week. I'm 0-2, but
yeah,
I started utilizing the ad drops. Let's see what he's saying in this fantasy group chat. Nothing. That's a false flag operation.
Oh, God damn it. Don the Jeweler got us again. God damn it.
Don's not even in there.
Yeah. I love that Don the Jeweler is just mentally handicapping fucking Menners out there. Just somewhere out there. Don the Jeweler broke Menners Castle.
Poor little mate.
It's funny. When you make 800,000 grand on some point, you can
That's true. That is true.
Okay, we got any good comments?
I think it's tax-free too. We could confirm that.
I had to talk about his girlfriend, but talking about his girlfriend, that's true.
Nick.
Yeah, Don. That's a pro move, Don.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this Snell episode for sure.
5F.
Is this Steve from Gloucester? Is that his real last name?
He just changes his entire identity in the world.
I'm a huge Jeep guy. He's looking in where I don't know what he's talking about. Polar is our network's token. Yeah, I guess that's fair. All right, boys. I don't know what else to go over. Good show. I'm happy you guys hopped on here with me. Cinnamon Lords, I'm really, really looking forward to next Thursday, to the point where I was willing to ruin this show and not talk about things, to the fact of I want next Thursday to be that good. So I'm really for that. Pat, great job this week. John, if you were more important, I'd have something to congratulate you about.
Fair.
Hey.
Thanks for having me, John.
Yeah, this is fun. You guys, anytime you want to come back in, BA will be back next week. Thanks for our one caller. Fuck the rest of you people. This has been Mike and the Minifans.
Another tough day at work today. Stephen Kirk, think I suck. Throw back a few wobbly pops, feeling down on my luck. And the interns ruin every show. But it's still where we want to go. It's Mike and the Minifans. 'Cause nobody had any better plans. You want to be with DC and our